Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading. Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is general or collective reading. So parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. This is a timely reading as well as general. So if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to what's going on now. All right, we have, I just did a little bit of a meditation. I got my new paintings in. So these are they're reproductions of the paintings that I did for all the vertical cards in my tarot, or in my oracle tales from the Vector. And so they're very big paintings. A lot of them are 3 feet by 4 feet. So we had to figure out whether or not this is going to work. But this is representing the Chariot. And that's the card that came out for the underlying energy in the oracle. And we have the Wheel of Fortune for the tarot portion. So wow, this is really powerful energy here. This is saying something is already happening on the spiritual realm, and it's coming in fast here. So the Wheel of Fortune represents the energy of the past, the present, and the future coming into one. And this is into the now moment. It's about synchronicity from the universe and the Most High. There's actually 3 wheels turning on this. And on one of them are actually the letters, the Hebrew letters of the name of God, which is tetragrammaton. Now, a tetragrammaton is a sacred geometric symbol representing pure equalization of forces and perfect law and order. And this is the way that God manifests. And so this is saying that the Wheel of Fortune is actually a Sagittarian symbol, and it's about good luck, good fortune coming through. We have a lot of Jupiter energy prominent right now. So Jupiter is considered the most generous and lucky of all planets. Now, Jupiter just, Venus moved into the sign of Cancer with Jupiter on the 9th. And on the 13th, Venus will be moving out of that sign. But while they're together, this is considered June 9th. A lot of astrologers consider it to be the luckiest day for love and money. And so this is a very, this is looking like that's kind of energy coming through. The Chariot is representing energy that's already happening on the spiritual realm, and it's coming down into the physical. In my oracle, the energy of the Chariot, the Chariot is like a tank that goes over obstacles, but this is the yin yang symbol. And this is talking about having perfect balance between your masculine and feminine energy and being able to handle the expansion and the contraction of the universe. And so this is about having equalization of forces within yourself so that you respond to the energy around you rather than reacting to it. Really good energy. And we have love here as well. So that June 9 energy is really showing up in the readings. So, you can't, it's not necessarily like going to happen, something is going to happen, or if it didn't happen already on June 9th. It's just talking about an energy that you can embrace. And it's talking about choosing to be in that type of energy so that you can invite that energy in. And the Lover's energy is representing a divine couple. This is orchestrated through the universe and God. A person coming in that could be perfect for you, perfect for them. This cloud in between can represent that this is someone that you haven't had a relationship with before, or someone perhaps that you've never met. And this energy, the sun is shining on this, and this angel is bringing this in. So it's saying that this is someone that would be like a divine couple, like you'd really empower each other. And the sun is is talking about some very happy energy, that you deserve to have this energy in your life. Also, if it's not about romantic love, this could be about, it could be love of anyone or anything as well. The Lover's card, way back when this deck in particular was first came out, this energy was talking about the choices you make in people in general. So if you already have love in your life, this sometimes can say it's getting revamped, like it's getting a little bit more of a spin on it. And both of these say that this energy is already happening on the spiritual realm and it's coming down to earth. So this is about a passion coming in. So the knights would travel far and wide for the king and queen and the rest of the court. They travel from kingdom to kingdom, delivering messages. Back in those days, it was the only way they had of long distance communication. So there's this Knight of Wands is considered to be a rebel with a cause. So this is having his element is the element of fire, and this is talking about the wand is made of wood because wood fuels fire, and this is talking about a passionate action being taken. So definitely this is talking about someone who's passionate, that maybe is this divine partner, is headed this way. This is talking about, this is already spinning, which is pretty cool. We have quite a few cards saying that here. The Knight of Wands energy is, he's got this big red plume on the back of his helmet, and that's talking about, this is someone that has a lot of, fire in them. So this could be a bit of a hot-tempered person, possibly someone who could be impulsive, but he has learned to rein in his emotions and discipline his mind so that he gets good results. And this horse energy is talking about heartfelt energy with passion. The Knight of Wands also, on February 17th, we had the Chinese New Year, and we moved into the energy of the fiery horse energy. And it is talking about this very similar, this is Sagittarius energy, as is this, the Wheel of Fortune. And so this is talking about, adventurous energy, looking for new ways to do things, loving, using your intuition as well as your logic to be able to, learn. And the fire horse energy is very, very similar to the Sagittarius energy. And the warning with this energy is to rein in your emotions, so that you make strong, you don't react to whatever happens around you, you respond to it. And then you'll have a much better result. And it's talking about being careful not to be impulsive. If you've ever seen a horse get the bit in its mouth and run, they can run for miles in the wrong direction, and it can be really dangerous. And all you can really do is hold on at that point because you don't have any control. And that's saying, so avoid really impulsive action. And also this energy makes you want to set very high achievement goals, which is awesome. That's a good energy to be in, but it's saying give yourself enough time to be able to reasonably accomplish any task, or you could end up burning yourself out and not cross the finish line because of that. Yeah, because here we have this energy of multitasking. This is representing very busy energy, and the pentacles represent your health, wealth, and happiness in 3D. Now, money, of course, is a really big part of being able to be successful on planet Earth, but you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. Like if you don't have your health and you don't have any love in your life, you're not going to be living your best lifestyle. So this is talking about having that balance, and it might be between the masculine and the feminine energy. If each of these people are balanced in their own masculine and feminine energy, then they're coming to each other complete. And it's not like, oh, I need you, or you need me. It's more like, let's empower each other. And so that's what this, we have that energy here, and we have it here, and also in this. So it's talking about being complete within yourself, and then adding some, another person into your life, so that you are feeling more fulfilled, enjoying life more, because you have someone special to enjoy life with. This multitasking energy is, again, a warning here, I feel, about being careful that you're not just being busy to be busy. You see how the small wave gets bigger and bigger and the ship gets bigger? This is talking about momentum that can come from multitasking, but it also can talk about just being busy for the sake of being busy, like keeping on adding to your plate instead of enjoying, the results of your outcome. And this is also talking about juggling. So it could be juggling work and play. It could be juggling, like maybe you have two jobs at this time, or maybe you're going to school and you're also working. So it can be talking about to pay for it. So it can be talking about being busy because of that. It's also saying juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And then we have the the 10 of Wands is representing a heavy energy. So this card has, several ways that you can look at it. All of the tarot cards do. The 10 of Wands is quite often read as having burdens, but I feel like this is more like it's heavy energy. And so this is talking about having a heavy load, and it's saying like you need to figure out how to lighten this load, or you're going to possibly not make it to the finish line, and you're exhausting yourself unnecessarily. There's got to be something you can do here to slow this down a little bit so you can enjoy life. And this is spinning, but it's spinning into control, not out of control. And so the wands represent passionate actions that we take. And the wands here represent seeds that you've sown from your actions, and also the actions of people you're associated with in business, in personal life, etc. And so this energy is kind of the harvest of your, the fruit of your labor, and it's time to bring that harvest in, which is what he's doing. But you can see that this load is very heavy. Now, with all the good fortune here, it might be heavy because it's heavy with the fruits of your labor, and this is how you have a huge harvest to be able to bring home, which is a great problem to have. But some of these could be something like burdens that you're carrying from other people. And in that case, it's just saying with this load so heavy, you don't want to be carrying this anymore. It's time to put it down, because when the chariot is spinning like this and it's already happening, and the wheel of fortune is moving into place, this is talking about having like an energy of really there's the karma is about to hit. If you're carrying burdens from other people for them, you're going to get hit with their karma. A lot of people think, oh, karma is punishment, but karma is actually cause and effect for your actions and other people's actions. So you could have direct karma from something you do that causes someone else suffering, or something you don't do, that could relieve the suffering of others, and you just don't bother to, or you are harvesting off their suffering. And this is talking also about associated, which could be the energy of your ancestors and sometimes your descendants if they're old enough to bring karma to you, and then you have to clean that up. Sometimes our ancestors cross the veil before they can clean their own shift up, and then the bloodline, it's up to us to do it for them. So this energy could be a mixture of your harvest, the fruits of your labor, and maybe some burdens. So this energy is saying, put down any burdens that don't belong to you. Just lay them out in the field there, lighten your load. This person, if you've ever heard the saying, you can't see the forest for the trees, it's when you're so caught up in the detail, like look how close his head is here, and he can barely continue. He can't see how close he is to his home. He can't see that he's just minutes away from reaching his goal. And he's it's almost like he's going to drop in the field and then not make it home. And so this card is saying, don't quit now. Put down burdens that don't belong to you. And also there could be maybe slightly different ways that you could handle some energies. And so that would be, like for example, maybe you have purchased a house like 5 years ago, and you really enjoy it. It was a good purchase. You've enjoyed living there, but now you have an opportunity somewhere else and you really want to move on. But now the market's a bit soft, so you're going to have to paint the house, and you're going to have to do a bit of work around it, and then you got to find a real estate agent and all of that, and have the the showings, and it's a lot of work selling a house. So it's not that it's not an asset anymore. It's still an asset. It's just that your circumstances have changed. So now something that you used to really enjoy has become burdensome. So there might be like a way that you could ease that burden for yourself, like hiring, a management, hiring a painter to do the painting for you, that, and just accepting a little bit lower, like that adjustment in price, so that you can have the freedom to move forward. We have the Three of Cups here. And so the cups do represent love, and this energy is talking about a celebration. These people are celebrating, but they're not looking at each other. So it's not my favorite card of celebration. This is what we're 3 days before the new moon. So we're starting to feel that energy coming in. And these three have a tendency to come out with the moon. And sometimes this energy, it could be celebration, but they're not celebrating each other because they're not looking at each other. They're celebrating something that has happened. And we'll wait and see what this energy is about. We're going to take it as a celebration for now and see what is happening here. The thing that I don't like about this card is that in many cultures, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they have, especially in Europe, like they have suspicion that, oh, this is going to cause 7 years of bad luck in your romantic love life, and they'll freak because it doesn't just cause it for you, it causes that for them also. So they'll be like, look me in the eye, So you need to, if this is about love, then why not look at each other and honor each other? So we'll see. We're going to give this the benefit of the doubt that this is a celebration of harvest, possibly. But why aren't they helping him bring it in then? That's what I want to know. Anyway, we'll continue. We have the Hierophant energy here. And the Hierophant is talking about bringing this justice of some sort down from the spiritual realm into the physical. So part of this harvest, this energy of this good fortune spinning in for you, and we're talking about love and an improvement in your lifestyle. The Hierophant is responsible for bringing that from the spiritual realm down to the physical. So for people who are religious, this could represent an energy of the people that are the leaders of your religion, your church, Pope, Bishop, Cardinal. This could be gurus, possibly rabbis, whatever the top leaders of your church and your religion are. If it's more spiritual thing for you, this could represent, meditation and prayer, so that you can connect to the Most High through, without the intermediary, and you do that through meditation and prayer. This energy gets pulled down to earth, and then the justice is served, and it's up to in the legal systems of the law and order throughout the world, in the different countries, the systems, of their law enforcement, etc. And we're building a pyramid here, and so this bottom row is talking about what's kind of going on. So we have a chance of a new lover coming in. It's very passionate energy. This is a divine union. And this is talking about juggling, like having a lot happening, and it gaining momentum though, and being exhausted from it though. And so this is being careful that you don't carry too heavy a load, so that you don't make it to the finish line, so that you can celebrate. And there is some sort of justice coming in for something. Now, this energy is coming in fast. It's already on the way. We have the Page of Swords. I think I have my deck upside down. Yeah, okay. It's upside. And so the Page of Swords is talking about, the pages would work for the king and the queen in the old days. They would be working for the court, like for the king and queen, at the palace they would start very young, around 7 to 14, and their main task would be to deliver communication and information around the palace, and also run errands and little tasks such as that. And then as they became more accomplished, they might even, by the time they were 21, if they were still there, they'd be constantly getting more and more responsibility. and they would end up, they could sometimes even possibly be considered for knighthood, as long as they could afford a horse when they were an adult. And this, each of the pages does have an element, and the element here is the element of air. And air is basically your thoughts here. And so the sword represents your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. And it's a double-edged sword, so it also represents your logic and your intuition. And so the Page of Swords is looking away from the sword because he already knows the logical question, and now he's looking for a logical answer. And an intuitive answer. And so he's thinking outside the box. Sometimes this can represent like an aha moment, like where you just, you've been thinking about something and all of a sudden it hits you. When someone's name is on the tip of your tongue and then 2 hours later you're doing dishes or something, you maybe were at a meeting or whatever and you couldn't remember the name, but then bang, you're doing dishes and it's like, oh, his name was Bill. It's that type of energy. And so this is talking about, it can be within yourself having a really good thought. Sometimes this energy can talk about kind of like investigative energy. It can represent it's technology being used to spy, hidden cameras, microphones. This also can represent, an investigation or a private eye energy. And this energy could also, because, the age that the page is at could have an indication of some sort of information coming in from when you were that age, like from someone that you knew from elementary school or high school, or maybe even early college days, or when you first started in the workforce. Or sometimes it could represent maybe someone from that age group is involved in the information. It is just another clue, basically. And just so you also know, this energy is talking about the information does not have to come in like the old days in person. This could be a phone call, a text message, an email, something coming in the mail. It could be documents. It could be, you're on social media and someone messages you. You go to an event and then maybe you run into someone and they have the perfect information. It's also saying if you're looking for specific information, it's a really good idea to take a few minutes a day to take a look what's going on at the top of the pyramid with the leaders of the country, the influencers. What are the new trends happening? It might give you a really good idea for moving forward. The universe sometimes speaks to us in those ways. And we have the Queen of Wands. We haven't seen the Queen of Wands very much in the readings as of late. This is the first time I've probably seen her in a week or so. So the Queen of Wands, she is sitting on her throne, and she is representing this element of fire as well. She has a sunflower in her left hand, and this is representing being very happy. And it's talking about someone that is following her destined path. She's considered a natural beauty and someone that is sexy, in a natural way. She has this thin veil behind her is representing the thin veil between the spiritual and the physical realm. So when this energy is spinning like this, it's talking about that being drawn in. She has this little black cat here, and she's not worried about that superstition about this energy here, because she knows she'll be able to deal with whatever is going. But it's interesting that this burdensome energy is sitting here with her, and it is the element of fire and love. So the passion and love here. So it could have something to do with this new lover coming in, something like, we'll just keep an eye on it and see what's going on here. We have the moon energy. I do feel like, I've been feeling that new moon energy. The new moon is in Gemini. And it's really, Gemini is very logical energy, like a logical thought, and Sagittarius energy, which is this, the chariot, or not the chariot, but the Wheel of Fortune. And this energy here, it's the difference between the two. So Gemini is, Sagittarius is right across the wheel in the horoscope. exactly opposite from Gemini. And so whatever happens with Gemini usually affects Sagittarius, and what happens with Sagittarius affects Gemini. And we're talking about this moon energy, and the new moon in Gemini is talking about logical versus intuitive knowledge. And so it's saying use both. And then you'll be able, and especially right now with the moon coming in, we can usually feel the energy of the moon 3 days before and 3 days after. So this energy is talking about that. Use that energy. You're probably more intuitive than usual. You might even be a little more emotional than usual. Turn that sensitivity into an asset so that you can figure out how to move forward. And I feel like it's kind of like moving out of this energy into a more balanced energy, like this yin yang. And this lobster is climbing out of the emotional waters here, and he wants to stay in between these two pillars. He doesn't want to get distracted. He wants to stay on his path. But, these two are howling at the moon, and he's like, hey, now I got to be really vulnerable and go by here. And like, I got to, be brave enough to do so. And this sometimes can talk about, your domestic side and your wild side. So this could be, maybe it's an energy of having maybe a bit of a fear about settling down or committing to another person because of, do I want to give up being single and starting to be a couple? It's that type of energy, and or vice versa. So sometimes this can talk about being like overly domestic, like not getting out enough, and isolation. And this can talk about being a wild child. And like it's saying maybe you need to come home once in a while. This is also talking about the sun and the full moon and the new moon energy. And this is basically talking about eclipse energy. So we did have eclipse season at the February 17th and on March 3rd. That's gently been percolating on the back burner like potpourri. It's in the background, but the eclipse energy lasts about 6 months, and it's not something you notice. But around mid-August, we're moving out of that energy from that eclipse from then. And if you look back, you may even look back now and notice, hey, if I look back around February 17th, what was going on in my life? How much has changed since then? Because you might be feeling like you're like maybe working on something and you're not getting somewhere. And then when you look back and you really look at it, you're like, wait a minute, I've been getting quite a bit done. You might be pleasantly surprised. And then we have, and this is talking about taking on a new cycle with this energy, I feel. So this is the Fool goes on a journey. He starts at the 0 point. And then when he gets to card number 21, which is the World, then he starts a brand new cycle. It's saying that the cycle is over. So this energy is saying that you're on this new cycle, or you just began a new cycle. And it might be leading into this energy of like letting go of this energy and meeting. It's because it's sitting right on sort of letting go of this being over busy and not so much balanced, and moving into more of a passionate way of looking at life and having, that balance of having some downtime, and so that you can enjoy your lifestyle more. And look at this, we do have a King of Cups coming in. That's cool to see. So this is talking about passionate love. It's really funny because this energy is coming in really strong from that June 9th date still. It's as I'm doing this reading right now, it's the 11th, and tomorrow will be the 12th when I post it. So this Venus is moving out of the sign of Cancer, and on the 13th. So pretty quick here, the day before the new moon. This energy, like a lot of the astrologers, as I said, they were saying this is the most lucky day for love and money in the whole year. And I've been talking about this, and it's coming in a lot here, that energy. So it's not like it has to happen on that day necessarily, but it's about keeping that energy, like really putting that spin on it. And so the King of Cups, he's waiting to make for the perfect time to deliver his cup of love. and he has his right foot out. This is he's on the edge here, so he's getting ready to get up in a moment's notice and take action when he feels the time is ripe for this. That he wants to make sure he gets the right answer. And in tarot, when there's like a lot of chaotic water like that, it can be talking about volatile emotions and being like in a bit of chaos in your life or over busy, like this energy here. And so this is an obstacle to being able to chill out and enjoy some, some companionship. And I feel like this is, it's about to happen though. I feel that's what this is talking about, the journey. These are the obstacles, having to think of things in a slightly different way, and getting into a more your natural energy. And then, take advantage of this new moon energy coming up, and use your logic and your intuition to move into a new cycle where you're more, it's more about your lifestyle and enjoying life and being balanced than it is about getting shift done. Sometimes it's time to do, and sometimes it's time to be. And look at this, we do have an Empress energy here. So this is the obstacles, and now this is having the courage to move forward in this way. And the Empress, she manifests in a different way. She's more relaxed about her. She's in the flow. So this is about being in the flow of the energy and taking it, like, this is a really kind of a gentle energy. And so it can be really beneficial for manifesting. We've got, the way that the Queen or the Empress manifests is she would, decide, okay, I'm going to grow a crop. She'll put plans in place. She'll put the effort in. She'll decide, okay, how much time, money, and energy do I want to invest in this project? And then she'll decide, okay, I'm going to grow a crop, and that crop is going to be wheat. And, which field would be the best field to grow the wheat in. She's going to check the soil and make sure that if there's any amending that needs to be done, any fertilization, that can be done. And then she's going to make sure all the stones and rocks are picked off that land so that it doesn't damage the seeding and the harvesting equipment. She's an organic farmer, so she doesn't do spraying in that. So now she's going to wait for the opportune time to plant the seed. And then she's going to wave her wand and say, okay, nature, do your thing. That's as much time, money, and energy as she's willing to invest in this project. And that's the energy she's moving into. We have a big thunderstorm outside here right now. It's okay, Stella. Are you scared? Yeah, it's pretty loud out there. All right, and so it's been really humid here, and all of a sudden, like it's just you can feel the temperature or the barometer changing. But this is, and isn't that interesting? It's just as I'm talking about the Empress, the pressure is lowering. And so this is talking, she might do a rain dance or two, but she's already decided this is as much effort as she's going to put into it. And she's confident. She has bumper crops. She's known for it. She'll go back and put some effort in at harvest again. And, but until then, she's going to move on to the next project that she wants to work on. Hello, love. And then this is talking, okay, so this is about coming in from the cold. That's what I feel. I feel like this card can represent isolation. I was picking that energy up of maybe you've been more isolated and be busy at work and doing your best to, it's like you've been really working on something and you haven't seen like the return from it yet. That's kind of this energy here. And so it's talking about timing, and there's a time for isolation, and then there's a time for, relaxation. And I feel like it's saying, like, allow now what you've planted here to come into being. Like, you don't want to keep yourself so busy just because you're used to being busy. We can get that way where we're just used to being busy, and then we don't feel like we're doing enough if we're not busy enough. This is saying you need to look after yourself here. I feel that's this energy. It's almost like self-isolation is what I'm picking up here. Sometimes this card can represent feeling isolated from people and like being like a black sheep and not being part of society, and that I'm not picking up that energy so much. It's more like of needing to get, you know, that first part done, and now, oh, okay, now I've got that done, so now I can let nature do its thing, and then I don't, you know, there's nothing I can really do except watch it grow. You know, that's and until it's time to harvest. It's that type of energy, knowing when to be, when to work and when to play. And look at this, we have the Nine of Pentacles coming in. And this is really interesting because this has been coming up. And so this is sitting on this energy here of understanding that, like that, there's a time to work and there's a time to play. And it's about knowing when to do which. Like there's a certain point where being over busy can actually impede your results, rather than, because you just doing things over again, and it's not really going to benefit your lifestyle in that way. Maybe you need a hobby. Maybe you need a lover, and then that would be your hobby. It could be that kind of energy. And so this is talking about the learning process of this. She understands, the Empress understands, this is pre-Empress energy. So she had to learn that, that it's being busy doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be successful. And you need to know when to work and when to play, and have that balance. And that's really what this yin yang symbol is. When are you going to use your intuition, and when are you going to use your logic, and move forward with both energies, and then you're going to be balanced. And so this always reminds me of Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor / genius. And he would say, like, if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And I feel like this is talking about a ratio. And she has like 6 pentacles here, and then she's got 3 over here. So she has her hand on these. She knows this is what I need to be able to move forward, and I need this to pay my bills in my business, my home, and have enough maybe left over in case of there's a problem coming up, something needs to be replaced. And then these 3, maybe one she's using for a more risky investment to increase her portfolio without endangering herself to not have enough to pay her bills. And maybe one's for charity, and maybe she's saving up for something special. And so the falcon, it represents having learned that foresight, to know how much to invest of yourself, in whom to invest it in, what are you anticipating the return to be, and also understanding that the best investment is in yourself. So, looking after yourself and having that balance in your life is really going to benefit you. It's really talking about that energy. And it gives you like this passion for like this young Page of Wands. Now this is the energy, like why I like to point this out about, this Page of Wands, this is the same person when it comes up like this. So this page has managed to, this is representing someone that is has been, been a page and then a knight, working for the wand energy. So he might work for the queen here. And this is talking about, a younger version of the knight, and brings, building up to this energy. And look how much he's learned. Like here, when he came in with his information, you can see how he's got a feather in his cap. It's a huge coup to be, be the person that gets this job. It's going to be way better than a lot of other jobs around. And it would be like a real feather in the cap for him and for his family. Prestigious. And the pyramids in the background represent this love of learning and this enthusiasm for life and exploring and having this passion to move forward. And you notice in the background here that the pyramids are further away. He's already explored those. He's looking to explore something new. And so this energy with the Page of Wands, he's really admiring his wand. And so this is talking about sometimes, quite often actually, he's thinking with his little head. Think of a 20-year-old-ish guy, that's in the, exploring all the options out there. And so this is talking about, when he brings his information in, be careful. He might be a little overly optimistic, and quite often he is thinking with his little head and doesn't have his mind 100% on the on the information. So you might need to take it with a grain of salt and, make sure that it's correct information. But it's about having that enthusiasm. So this isn't necessarily someone that's a certain age, but it's talking about being of that, like if you think back to when you were 7, and then you think when you were 14, what was it like? And then when you were young adult, and maybe you took your first holiday somewhere. When I was this age, like around 20, I went on a 4-month trip to Australia, and I ended up staying for a year and a half. So I loved it there. I left on the last day that my visa expired. And so it's that type of energy where it's like, woohoo, you have a lot more freedom then. And this is talking about the energy of cutthroat energy, basically. It's about being willing to take the risks that you need to take to get to where you're going. But this is like this overly aggressive energy sometimes. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's not. This can be talking about, cutthroat energy and, being willing to risk it all. And there's very few situations in life where it's necessary to risk it all to get what we want. Sometimes we're put in a position like that. And so this represents this person fighting these two people, and they've laid down their swords. But sometimes this can be like, if you're in this energy all the time, it can also be like this energy here. You don't want to always be battling for everything that's coming into your life. This energy here is having the courage to overcome the obstacles, but this is about moving into your heart energy. And what's interesting here is, this is outer conflict, and it's very jagged. Look at it, even the clouds, it's like very cutthroat energy. But this can sometimes represent inner conflict that's caused in the mind. And it doesn't allow you to, slow down here and enjoy like just being in this energy of just being enthusiastic and, enjoying the journey as well as the outcome. And so sometimes this energy, it can represent 3 versions of yourself, and inner conflict attracts outer conflict, and outer conflict tends to cause inner conflict. So the best way to do that is to discipline your mind. You should control your mind. It shouldn't control you. So this can talk about the 3 versions of you. This could be your subconscious mind, which is formed by the time you're about 6 or so. And we don't remember a lot of that, but it's heavily imprinted on us from when we're a baby and until we're about, kindergarten age. And it's really, we suck in our environment at such a high level then. We're like sponges. And also really we're absorbing the energy of the people who are in charge of our care. So their thoughts, their culture, their religion, the food they eat, how they approach life. And so the subconscious mind is heavily imprinted on us. And when we get in an anxious state or we're triggered by something, that's the energy that we tend to rely on. And it's not the most reliable a lot of the time. And then this is maybe the unconscious mind. So the unconscious mind is our spiritual needs here. And it's talking about that if a lot of people will recognize I'm a human being with a soul, but from the soul's perspective, you're a soul traveling in a human body. And this is the vehicle that you have to navigate. And that's like this chariot energy, the perfect balance between masculine and feminine energy. And being in that balanced state of work hard, play hard, masculine, feminine, intuitive, logical. It's talking about that energy. So if the needs of the unconscious mind are not being met, it will start arguing with the subconscious and the conscious mind. Now the conscious mind, he has a handle on that. He can tell you, I just cleaned these 2 guys' clocks and it's because they did this and I'm fighting for what's mine. and I'll clean your clock too. And that's the energy here. So, you know, the conscious mind is what you have memory of and you're conscious of it. Now, if you can plug all three of those, get that quiet, get control, discipline your mind, and plug that into your heart. And this is the heart where we're moving into your authentic heart desires. Then that's when you start having this really strong energy that's so balanced. We do have the Three of Pentacles here. This energy is talking about, I feel like in this place right now, it's talking about being, you know, for one thing, it's saying that you're in an elevated position. The work that this person is doing, it's being spotlighted. He's done all this beautiful carving and that, but this energy is sitting on this energy here. And it's talking about making decisions that you sometimes get trapped in. So it's really good you're being noticed for doing really exemplary work and people are really wanting to collaborate with you. But you want to make sure that the people you're collaborating with are in alignment with your goals. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's good or bad. It's just, is it good or bad for you? And is it in your heart's desires, or is it just what you feel that you should do for or what society expects of you? And so this energy of being left out in the cold has taken on a new energy here. This is representing tactics, because this card sometimes can represent spiritual or secret societies, groups, you know, that you're expected to behave a certain way, and this is how it is. And sometimes this can be family energy, it can be churches, cults, it can be secret societies, it could be just the environment of the country you're in, whatever. There's certain cultural rules or whatever. So this is talking about tactics being used to put you in isolation if you don't conform to what is expected of you by a certain culture. And it may be something that you were raised in here. It's feeling like that because it's going, we have two of these pages here, and this is talking about the rebel with a cause being someone who's like, this would be someone that has been working for the same court since he was like 7. Say he started at 7 and now he's 35. It's talking about being in that same energy, or being from a family and they have these certain expectations. And part of the reason why you're feeling off balance is you're always trying to please everybody. So sometimes this energy is talking about sometimes you have to look after yourself here. And be careful of signing any contracts that, you know, because this can represent an energy of, quite often this is someone who's elevated like this. It can be talking about people that have a skill set that is like specialized. And so like people in the entertainment industry, we're seeing so many examples of that in the news right now with the files that came out and everything. It's just talking about making sure that any contracts or agreements you sign, that they are, there's no loopholes, that you're going to be paid properly for the investment that you put in, that you will have your sovereignty still. Like it's making sure you get a lawyer or someone like a hierophant to look those contracts over and make sure that it is in alignment with your lifestyle. Because this energy can make life very miserable, and it can be like you don't get to be yourself after that. All right, then we have, oh, look at this, and the sabotage coming in from that energy. So, and this is actually supposed to be here. See, this kills this energy here, is what it is. So you might be in a position where this reading could be representing that someone who has been in this position or is in this position, and it's kind of like you're fighting to get out of this. You want to move into this energy. So this could be saying with the Hierophant here that this energy is talking about a bunch of people coming together with their and it's like being stabbed in the back and being left for unalive, basically. This is talking about an energy, and look at how it's sitting here, being ostracized by society. Sometimes this can be it's called the slow dagger energy. This is like when a group of people come together to Sometimes it can be about ruining your reputation in that because you either didn't conform to what the people in charge of that want you to do, or you refuse to sign up with them. So then you're left out, and it can make it so that it's very challenging for you to manifest what you love to do or be here. But this energy is a blessing in disguise, because look at this person has their hand in the form of a blessing like the Hierophant. So when the Hierophant comes in, this is talking about karma being distributed. There's justice coming in from the spiritual realm. And this energy is like, this is the reading. It's talking about this energy is changing for you. So if you've been in this position, there's light at the end of the tunnel. This could be a blessing in disguise coming in from the Hierophant. And sometimes this isolation that maybe you've been experiencing, and it's talking about this energy here, you might be feeling like this is punishment, but it might just be rejection is God's protection, and it's waiting until the time for you to be able to get out of this, where the justice is coming through. This moon, this new moon in Gemini energy, we have Uranus, which is in the sign of Gemini, and it moved in there about a month ago. And I've really been noticing like this, because the Sagittarius and Gemini energy, again, we have this Wheel of Fortune turning. There's a lot of truths coming out right now, because Uranus in Gemini is an energy of the Gemini wants the truth to come out. And so it is, but it's coming out in really kind of weird ways. If you watch the news, you'll notice this. Like, it's just like people getting caught that have been doing something for a long time, and all of a sudden, bang, and it's like whoa, it's just so apparent. And they're shocked that they've been caught. It's that kind of energy. Gemini, Uranus has not been in Gemini since 1941 to 1949. So it's kind of talking about the truth coming out of kind of like, that was during World War II energy and the aftermath of that. And so it wasn't like calm times, And so it's talking about that this is similar energy to that. We haven't been in this energy for that, but we're going to be in this energy for the next 7.5 to 8 years. And so expect that kind of like, we're seeing more and more of this happening all the time. People are having to be responsible for their actions now, and it can be like generations. Like, look at this energy. If this person started at the age of 7, say, he was really mature for his age, and now he's like a knight. I mean, we're talking at least two decades, or maybe a couple generations later. You have to remember when the back in those days that if the life expectancy was much shorter. So, this is like, by this time, this is someone who's very mature. And so this energy, you might have been waiting a very long time for this energy to come in. But it is, I feel like it's saying it's on its way. So don't give up now, whatever you do. Don't give up now, but put down any burdens that don't belong to you. Judgment is being called on this energy right here. And I feel this is saying it's being called on a global level, because this is coming up to the top of the pyramid, but it's also we're going to experience it in our own lives. So situations where people were doing things a certain way and they were getting away with it, now they're not going to be able to get away with doing it that way. I feel that might have something to do with the AI as well, because systems are easier to track with that energy now. There's good and bad, there's plus and minus. It's talking about that energy here. But judgment is being called by the Most High, and the trumpet is blowing, and the ancestors are literally climbing out of their box. So this energy, when this comes up, I feel like they're waving to their descendants. There could be something that has been in the works since like World War II. And your ancestors maybe weren't able to get justice, but judgment's being called from way back then. And so, the karma can be indirect karma, and it's being cleared for your bloodline. And maybe that's what you're doing here right now, is you're clearing some energy for the bloodline so that these pentacles can be returned to you. that it was meant for, and that's why the ancestors are so thrilled. Now this, though, can be very uncomfortable at times. This could be talking about skeletons coming out of the closet from your family. It can be talking about Pandora's box being opened. And okay, and then look at how this energy, like all here, look at this energy. So this is, I feel, is talking about the collective energy. And this is talking about systems around people that are involved in that type of energy, trapping other people in their whatever that is that they are insisting, this is the way, my way or the highway type of energy. That is changing. The people that were getting away with doing that kind of energy, especially like people that have authority, are finding out like the final authority is God. And this is basically what this is saying. This, the chariot sometimes represents the police coming in, energy like law and order. This is a mental prison, being caught in that energy and not knowing which way to go, and being like, but you're duty bound and you have to make a step forward. And I feel this sometimes can be representing actual prison. This can be the judgment of, definitely, this judgment is coming from the spiritual and down to the physical. And this is, for the collective, this is the wheel of fortune turning in your favor. This can represent this energy being brought to justice. And we do have, what other cards here? We have the Hierophant here. We have judgment being called, and laying down burdens that don't belong to you, and letting the people that they do belong to deal with their own shift. So this is talking about the binds being cut, and all of these thoughts that were directed behind your back, that you're going to be freed from that energy. This is, you see your castle in the background that you have your back to it. It can be representing an energy of, like when you're younger, that subconscious mind being formed, you don't really have the option a lot of the time when you're raised in the family you're raised in. So it could be that your family is involved, significant others close to you, inner circle people are involved in this energy. Maybe you were not aware of it, and that's why you've been feeling like you're, as I said, rejection is God's protection. What else is going on? Okay, and then we got that breadcrumbing energy. I just did a reading like this. So this is another story about another version of how this happens, I feel, in the collective. This is like when this, you see this energy, how she has her hand on this, on these 6 pentacles. Well, this is the seeds that you sow here that turn into the wands of your harvest. And this person is giving away part of this, what they need to be able to be successful. And so this is, they're being generous, but like this is saying that now you aren't going to be able to pay your bills possibly when, if an emergency hits, will you have enough to meet these needs? Because if you put yourself in a vulnerable position by being overly generous to people who really don't even appreciate it, then you pretty soon you won't be able to empower anyone, and not yourself either. And this is, notice this person is giving money to this person because their discernment is saying that this person will benefit from it and they will use it wisely. Whereas this person actually has something in their pocket already. And this can talk about you being breadcrumbed while other people are making a lot of money, and the risk is all yours. And you're the one who's doing the work and fighting for it, but they're the ones that are benefiting more from it than you are. You're being breadcrumbed. So let's just take a look at this from the bottom to the top and back down again. We have the Lovers, which I said something like this could be someone that's in your inner circle for sure. And this can sometimes represent, rather than a cup of love being offered, it can represent your paternal bloodline. And so this could be talking about some sort of energy, because we have the ancestors here. You see that, the Empress energy here. This could be a power couple, the paternal bloodline and the maternal bloodline coming together. This is talking about sabotage of some sort here, and judgment is finally being called. And that's why the ancestors are coming out of their box. They've been waiting for this. And maybe since 1941 or 1949, like it could be that long. with that gem, because it keeps bringing out that moon in Gemini, and that Uranus energy. Uranus energy is really beneficial if you've been on the right side of the law. Then the right hand is up. It's a blessing in disguise. This energy is a blessing coming in from the Hierophant. But if you're on the wrong side of the law, then it's a pain in the butt. And this is talking about, this can sometimes represent actual prison for people that have been caught now because of their cutthroat energy. And this is about being freed again, like being free of this energy, and how it's a breath of fresh air. You can move on. Thank you, Hierophant. That's the energy coming in. If you're leaving the reading here, I'm going to clarify with my oracle. I want to see if what else we can see here from this energy. If you're leaving the reading here, thank you so much for your time and energy. You're much appreciated, and thank you for any likes and comments and subscribes. I'm going to clarify now with this deck, and we already have the underlying energy is the Chariot, saying this is already coming in, this balance in your life. And we're going to, the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. This is from my oracle, Tales from the Vector. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they are listed in the gallery on my website. I'll put them in the description box below. So we have having the strength and the integrity to stay on your destined journey, like to be, working on being the best version of the best person you can be. And there's some sort of an attachment here coming in from external forces. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. And so that's this energy that we're talking about. This is the number one karmic space. Because if you become attached to someone else's shift, and then, it's okay because I deserve it. Like talking yourself into being, it's okay if I behave in this manner. Sagittarius energy, I feel it's talking about this love of adventure and the wheel of fortune turning. It's talking about that energy coming in from the Jupiter energy that's really strong right now. And then we have the Earth star. And this is about being able to manifest at a very high level, like the Empress energy. Deception. I feel like there's been some deception for sure in your inner circle here, if this is your reading. Definitely. You need to use your guiding star. So the guiding star is talking about using your intuition as well as your logic so that we can get some resolution here. And we have transition coming in here. So this is sitting right on. I feel this is a good transition. This is talking about getting back to your freedom, to your natural disposition. No one should have to be in this energy, constantly having to battle for what's yours, like it's meant for you. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune again, and this is sitting on it's sitting on the moon energy, which is 3 days from now. Doesn't have to be, but it also, I feel, is talking about this energy of Jupiter and Venus being together on the 9th in the sign of Cancer. And Venus is moving into the sign of Leo in a couple days, and this energy will dissipate a bit. But it's about talking about taking advantage of that good luck coming your way. The Trauma Queen. This is a lot of drama. Like it's just, and this is talking about getting out of that. Life's a slice, but hold the drama. And we have the superstar energy. So this is having harmony. And this is in your ability to go after your heart's desires. So this is about being able to be gentle with your words towards yourself and others, and understand that words have a lot of power. Like this could be an energy of really negative thoughts, like no physical violence. It could be both, definitely. But it could just be like, like if a bunch of people gang up on someone in this way and their words are vindictive and harsh, it can do a lot of damage to that person, and also to their reputation and their ability to earn their living, like being left out in the cold. And this is the world energy. So when we get to card 21, it's saying the Fool has ended this journey. The Fool is right here. Where is the Fool? Right here. Yeah, between these two. I feel this drama's ending. This is coming in. There's some good energy coming your way. The truth is coming out. It's already spinning. And then we have, yeah, there's been some sort of abuse of power here for sure. And so this is talking about that cutthroat energy. You know, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. Breadcrumbing. And then we have, I always want to give this benefit of the doubt to this energy when it comes in, but it is saying what it's saying. So denial. What I don't know won't hurt me. Yeah, it can hurt you. So this is talking about you don't want to be in denial. You want to use both your logic and your intuition. At this time, it's very beneficial to do so. And this energy is already shifting. I can feel it. It's this reading has like this being up at the top. It's saying get out of denial though. Like put down any burdens right now that don't belong to you. Because when this karma hits, boom, if you're in the way, you're going to get like run over by it too. And the only sign that we have here in this entire reading that's a horoscope sign is the Sagittarius energy. And I feel this is because of that Jupiter energy. I just want to make it clear, when the horoscope signs come out in my collective readings, I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the energy. I feel like if you ever get your birth chart done, you have all the signs probably in your chart, and maybe, if not almost. And this is also talking about the cosmic heart. And there's a lot of people that feel that there's a black hole in the constellation for Sagittarius energy, and that is quite often a lot of people consider that to be the heart of the Milky Way. So this is cosmic and the cosmic judgment, as well as God's judgment coming through. So it's on the way. I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. I've enjoyed it. It's talking about, this is very similar energy. It's showing, my readings have been coming up with this energy a lot, and I feel it's showing how to be in harmony during these challenging times, because they are challenging. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a like and comment if you have. That would really help me with my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. I'll be back with another daily reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.